Well, that was interesting. I don't know if they'll buy it. Hopefully they will. I mean, I don't have to sell it, but I sure would like to sell it. And I know it's a dang good picker.
Well, there I'm parked. Look how big this rye is. It's driving me nuts. So I'm walking to the truck to go get the water truck. We dropped off this morning, so I'd have a ride. And then I'm gonna go get Matt's truck, the blue one with the seed, and put it in the shop. And then, yeah. Oh, and regardless of turkey eggs, they're off to the side in the field because I'm sorry, even though you're not supposed to touch them, it was either crush them and possibly crush mom, or get them out of the field so that when Andy goes in there to roll, don't kill the turkey. So yeah, I put them off to the side. So my son's like, you're not supposed to move them, Mom. I'm like, well, it's either that, put them off to the side where you know, they're not gonna get crushed, or they're gonna get crushed. So yeah, saving baby turkeys one egg at a time. Getting my steps in today. It's nice. Look at this. It's beautiful out here. It's so quiet. Listen.
All right, well, I got to take a unscheduled break from planting. Just got a notice that there's a group of buyers there at my shop just arrived to look at my cotton picker. I thought that they were not going to be here until either late this afternoon or tomorrow, but apparently they were in the area and decided to stop on by. Here's the kicker though, these buyers are not local. They're all the way from the Ukraine, Russia, all those bloc states over in Europe, and they're in the market to buy, I don't know, something like 16, 18 cotton pickers. And in reality, that's really what happens to a lot of America's older equipment, especially like cotton pickers, you know, stuff that's not as prevalent as, say, grain equipment. You know, when something new and great comes out, like the module picker from John Deere, you know, you got all these basket pickers that are still functioning, got to get rid of, but there's really very few people here that want something like that. And a lot of that stuff is shipped overseas. A lot of our older equipment's gone down to South America, you know, Brazil and everything. And then, you know, apparently some of it's going over to Europe too. So don't know if I can get a deal hashed out with them. They're working through a middleman that's locating all these used pickers. And they're just going around and looking at all of them, deciding which ones they want. So I'm gonna run up here and try and explain what they need to know about my picker. The guy tells me that at least one or two of them speaks pretty decent English. I speak English too, but I speak the southern variety of English. I don't know how well we'll be able to communicate, but we'll do our best. See if we can get this picker moved. All right, looks like they're already here and looking over the picker. All right, I'll leave the camera rolling and see what we can pick up. Cut the fan off. I still have the belt on the water pump, but there's no water in there and it could burn the seals up. You can kick it back on now. It's safe to run. All right, I'm on. Matt Griggs.
So they're in Kazakhstan. How cool is that?
Yeah, I know y'all was from. I know y'all was from in that area. So how does it work getting it over there with everything that's going on?
You mean the war in Ukraine?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah, the war in Ukraine.
It affected us a lot.
Really?
Yes, last year it affected a lot.
That's what I figured.
I knew they was having a hard time getting grain out of there. I didn't know how easy it was going to be to get stuff like this in there.
Yes, last year we bought 20 machines, and usually it takes like from 1 to 2 months. But last year it took us 6 months. We don't have any access to sea or oceans. That's why we use either Russian ports or Turkey or China. And Russia is the cheapest and the closest one, but due to the war, it was congested, everything stopped, no trains, no trucks, the borders closed, sanctions, and they change every day. You know, they have to change every day if you can pay them or buy something, or if you can sell something.
Or you can't bribe them.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, last year.
So some days it's, oh, you pay us, some days it's not,
yeah, a couple
some
of
days
weeks
it's,
ago,
oh, come on through.
people from the US, the Department of Finance and so on, the tax department from UK, they came and inspected and see if we're just breaking the sanctions and so on. And they say that, guys, don't do this, otherwise we'll punish you and so on. That's why we can't sell something to Russia, we can't buy.
So how long does it take to get the machine over to you?
Well, this year, what we want to do is to load them on the direct vessels from two ports, either Philadelphia or Houston. If we load them on the direct vessels, they like in 25 days they will be in St. Petersburg, Russia, and from there it's like 10 days. We load them on trucks and drive 10 days, so it will like 35, 40 days, the maximum.
Yeah. So when do y'all actually plant cotton over in your area?
We plant. They already planted.
They've already planted. This one right here, the only thing it needs done to go to the field is it needs to have the doffers ground down to a nice sharp edge. Everything else, it's ready to go to the field. I was planning on running it another year or two before, and we spent about $25,000 on it this last fall, rebuilding the transmission and some head work and everything else. You grind the doffers, it'll be ready to go for a couple thousand acres at least. It's in top-notch shape. The heads are tight. To my knowledge, there is nothing wrong with it right now. I mean, you change the fluids, grind the doffers, it'll be ready to go pick some cotton for you.
Is the game starts now?
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I still had the belt on the water pump because there's no water in there because we winterized it. It might burn the seals up in the pump.
Nie, wyraźnie, water pump na to stoi się wstawić, że służą są, потому что они will with a captain.
Do what?
Shift.
I don't.
Belt.
I don't understand.
Będziesz się podobać, prawda?
Huh?
Już się podobać.
I mean, what's the sound for it?
What sound? I didn't.
As a whistle something?
Oh, that whistling right now, that's there on the fan belt. It's always done it. All the bearings and everything on that serpentine belt have been changed, so tell him that wire has to stay in there, otherwise the heads won't run. See, when we were cleaning the cab, it had worked out a little bit.
Show him which cable.
I tried to show him. I don't think he's understanding what I'm saying. How much does it cost to ship one of these over there? I know Chip told me somewhere around $10,000 to get it from here to the port. How much does it actually cost to get it overseas?
$30,000.
Wow.
Yeah, the trucking or the vessel is like 15,000, trucking 10,000, and the port expenses like the transit, decorations, and stuff.
Okay.
Expediting it. That's also.
Well, that was interesting. One of those guys, I mean, he spoke good English for, not being his native language, and the other guy, the guy actually checking out the picker, he didn't understand me at all. And of course, my luck, whenever they first start trying to test the heads out, the heads won't turn. They messed around with it. And I swapped places with him and did all my tricks. It was like, why are these freaking heads not coming on? They came on whenever we finished picking cotton. And after he looked at a few more things, I remembered. I bet that wire came out of the operator presence system plug whenever they was cleaning the cab, and it engaged the D-stroke, which won't let the heads turn because it thinks nobody's in the seat, because I got the operator presence system bypassed, so I can turn the heads manually without someone having to be in the seat. So anyway, I got up there, and sure enough, the wire had just popped out of the plug. Put it back in, heads ran fine. I tried explaining the concept to him, you know, what the operator present system does, and that wire had to be in at all times, but I don't think they got the concept, because the guy then got in there and started messing with the wire, and then of course the heads wouldn't come back on when he dislodged it, and I'd have to get back in there multiple times, plug it back up, say this wire's got to stay in here. They probably let it think, oh, it's old broke down picker, we don't want to mess with that headache. Especially not for the price he's asking for it. Well, I gotta say one thing, at least it fired up. At least the batteries wasn't dead. Could have been worse. It was really neat talking with them. They were from Kazakhstan, which is, I believe, is actually Asia, not Europe. Dead center. I mean, it's just south of Russia and just north of Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, all those Stan states over there, a good ways east of the Ukraine. Anyway, he said the cost on there, once the picker gets to port, which they're looking at shipping out of Houston, but once it gets to port, it costs them about $30,000 to get that picker transported from Houston over to Kazakhstan. He said, I think $15,000 for the shipping container, another $10,000 in trucking, you know, probably around $5,000 in port fees and stuff, depending on which port they use. And because of the war in Ukraine, that's all messed up, you know. It's pretty much depending on whoever is taking bribes that day on which port they use, even though Russia ports are the closest. So anyway, I don't know if they'll buy it. Hopefully they will. I mean, I don't have to sell it, but I sure would like to sell it. And I know it's a dang good picker, even if the heads didn't come on when I needed them to most. I'll keep you updated on the progress on that. All right, let's get some more cottonseed in the ground. Gotta play catch up.
All right, I just got over here with the water truck after moving everything. And now, finally, he's coming over here. I accidentally ran over his flag, so I guess I better put his flag up. Oh no, wait, where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay, here's his flag. Whoops, hold on. Oh no, he's not gonna know where to start. Hi, here's your flag. I ran it over. Hi, here's your flag. I ran it over, I'm sorry. So now that he started, I can go back to spraying.
Well, so much for planting. Apparently when I was either folding or unfolding, a wiring harness got snagged back there and ripped in half. God bless, not what we needed right now. Run back to the shop, see if I can splice it back together. I think we found the problem. Yeah, not gonna communicate. Come on, baby. Yes, everything's in the green, good to go.
This is a nice little aerial view of what Andy's doing. So he's rolling it the way that Matt's gonna plant it, in the direction that he would plant it. It's really good. Just to go show you how tall this stuff is. But yeah, it's pretty. There he comes. See this? Some of this stuff is up over the tractor tires. I mean, it's the stuff up on that hill that I just sprayed is up over the fenders on this sprayer. So look at the front of that. Oh my god. Yeah, that I'm glad that tractor has a reverse fan, because that is awful. That pollen is ridiculous. That looks awesome. You can see it now from my point of view. And then let's see if I can turn over here where Matt hasn't planted yet, because he just got over here. There you go. That's what it looks like after it's been rolled down. So I am done over here. I'm gonna go park this and walk back everywhere to get that, and go fill back up and do this again later. So now I have the long walk all the way back to go get the water truck. I also need to move the service truck out of the way. But first, our golf ball bandit is back. So Matt came over here and worked this ground, but apparently neighbor's son plays golf, if you can't tell, and likes to hit it in the field. So I'm gonna go put them back in their yard. Because there's so many out here, and I need to get out and walk anyways, but this is funny. I mean, it is to a point, but it's a lot of golf balls wasted. These things are not cheap. So I'm gonna go put them back in their yard. Just being a good neighbor. It's a balmy 90-something degrees out here. I guess I'm gonna go for a nice walk. Leave my girl there for tomorrow, and she better behave. I think Mother Nature and Satan are hooking up because ain't no way that it's this hot in May without the two of them hooking up and having a good time and making our lives miserable. It's my theory, and I'm gonna stick to it. So until tomorrow, I'm gonna go find some air conditioning.
Hey, I'm about to cut out. You good right now with everything?
I think so. I'm about to go. Well, I'm about to start on these straight passes again. But I think I'm good right now.
All right, we'll try and get this field wrapped up to the road, and then right there directly across the tree line, that field right there around the pond. That's what all Kelly got sprayed, and I'm gonna try and when I get back, I'm gonna try and get all that planted this evening.
Alrighty, I will do that. And enjoy the baseball game.
All right, just take the service truck on back in when you can, and I'll get it filled up with fuel tonight and grease gun. That way it's ready to go first thing in the morning. I'll see you at 7.
Alrighty, I will be here.
Yeah, I'm about to leave the field. Carter's first baseball game is tonight. Actually, his first baseball game in like 3 years is tonight. He hadn't been able to play in the last several years. I think it's canceled 1 year because of COVID, and then I forget why he didn't play last year, but we got him back in baseball, and going to take off a couple hours, go watch his first game, then come back out here and try and get caught up on planting. Andy's not too awful far in front of me anyway, so not like I'm gonna be losing a lot of time. So go the game, let Andy get all this done, and that way when I get back out here, I won't have to slow up and wait on him to get any more. Run the trend real quick, watch the game, grab a bite to eat on the way back, and probably be out here late tonight trying to get this done. I know I got a couple cattle guys screaming at me, why don't you cut that for hay? That'd be some dang good feed. And it wouldn't be bad feed. It's a little mature to be top feed though. It'd be a lot of fiber and digestibility issues in it, but it's serving a better purpose. Instead of feeding livestock that we'll eat, it's feeding all the livestock and the soil that I'm gonna need to help feed my crop. All right, I'm back. Very beautiful evening at the ball field. Carter's team lost by a run. So anyway, we got goals to meet today. I want to get the rest of this side of the farm finished before I go home. Be almost caught up with what Kelly sprayed today. Andy's working on the last little bit, and then he'll be heading home and be back out here bright and early again tomorrow. If I had to guess, it's probably going to take me a solid couple hours to get this done. See what time is it? About 9:30. Yeah, almost 9:30. Hopefully be home before midnight. All right, well that went a little quicker than I thought it would. It's only 10:45, and we're up here by the road. Pretty much caught up to Andy, and Andy's completely caught up with Kelly. So while I'm getting everything serviced in the morning, give Kelly and Andy a chance to get ahead of me, but didn't quite have the day I wanted today. Of course, we was slowed down big time by having to go talk to those foreigners about my cotton picker. Then we had the wiring harness mess up, and well, the ball game really didn't cost me any time because I wound up catching up to Andy before it shut down anyway. But we got a total for today. Total for today is 105 acres, which not great for cotton planting, but considering what we dealt with, not a bad day. You know, I was really hoping to get a solid 140, 150 acres done today, but there's always tomorrow. So anyway, see y'all back here in the morning. All right, got everything greased, fueled, filled up. RTK, Andy and Kelly already rolling. 7:45 in the morning. Let's get a lot of acres knocked out today. We're gonna have a great day of cotton planting. All right, before I forget about it, I always have a hard time remembering it. We want to put a plug out for our online store, partner up with the Bowers family, a local small family-run business. It's merchandising for us, producing a lot of the gear that you see in-house, really high quality stuff. In fact, this just got washed for the first time, went through the washing machine just fine, and fits just as good as it did.
With like one pass left down by the bottom, so I'm gonna go fill up and be back.
Okay, that'll work.
But anyway, if you want to help support us and another local family-run business, go to Farm Merch Store or farmmerchbin.com. Click on the Riggs Farms link and shop now. The link to the store will be in the description of the video below. And see Kelly over there filling up with another load of chemicals. And you might ask, well, I mean, you talk about all the weed control advantages of these cover crops, and you're using a roller crimper to terminate your cover crop. Why are you actually spraying any herbicides? A couple different reasons. You see a lot of cover crops still kind of sticking up, not laying down on the ground real flat and pretty. Well, that's a lot of that is annual ryegrass. And annual ryegrass has such a fine stem plus such a massive deep root system that a roller crimper is not effective at terminating annual ryegrass. It's great against the cereal rye, the crimson clover, a lot of other stuff that we have in there, but that annual ryegrass is not great at it at all. So we're spraying paraquat out here to help terminate it, and then anything else that the crimper is really not all that effective on. The main reason I'm running the crimper is to get it flat on the ground, not really to terminate the cover crop, even though it can help in the termination process. I want it flat on the ground so that we're shading the soil to maximum ability and getting weed control that way. And then we're also spraying brake herbicide, which doesn't offer any kind of contact kill. If you get enough rainfall, about an inch, to get it activated, it's an outstanding residual product. And again, you say, well, you've always said you get great residual control from your cover crop, and that's true, but we have Palmer amaranth, and otherwise known as pigweed, and we don't have a bunch out here, but we do have some scattered ones. And cover crop's not going to offer 100% weed control. It does a great job of controlling a lot, but not 100%. So in order to minimize how much manual removal I got to do during the summer, just going around the fields and chopping or pulling up pigweed, we're also spraying brake just to try and keep a few more pigweeds from germinating, and just to ease up my workload during the summer. Unfortunately, that one weed drives probably at least 75% of my management decisions, and we have to spend a lot more money on our crop than we should just for that one weed specifically, to have a zero tolerance for that one weed, where we don't let a single one go to escape and produce any seed that we've got to then fight for the next 3 to 5 years. We have gotten by in the past without spraying a residual at planting, and done a real good job of weed control, but always seem to have just a few more pigweeds pop up, and causes me more work during them hot summer months, you know, when it just seems like I just don't have enough time to do anything.